My name is Sidney Kirages. I am from Lake Forest, Illinois. I'm currently a senior in high school, about to graduate, and then I will be attending the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, studying bioengineering on the pre-med track. So I got involved in the Post during my freshman year of high school. So my freshman year started during COVID, and there was a lot of time of just waiting around, sitting during remote classes. And my high school had posted a "What does Veterans Day mean to me?" contest. So I decided to enter. But as soon as I sat down to write my essay, I very quickly realized that Veterans Day had very little meaning to me other than like a very specific memory of bringing my grandfather to my elementary school on Veterans Day to honor him once. And that really bothered me, my own ignorance. So I reached out to the post commander. At the time it was David Lipinski, and I asked him a million questions and he came back with incredible answers. And so from there, I really ended up falling in love with everything that the Legion is and does. And then I just wanted to become involved. So then that Memorial Day, I reached back out to Mr. Lipinski and I said, "Hey, what can I do to help? Where can I bring students?" I wanted to connect the high school with the Legion more. And ever since then, I've absolutely loved it. I've been at all the flag raisings and lowerings, helping with Memorial Day, and really anything that I can do. These past 4 years have been absolutely incredible with them.
It's fun to talk about Sidney Kirages. There are not many people like her. She is truly a unique young lady. I got to know her a couple years ago, I think probably when she first just volunteered to help put up flags with her mom and her brother and her dad. Sidney makes an impression right off the bat. Enthusiasm, intelligence, dedication. I see big things for her and we're delighted, and she likes being with us as well. So it's all good all the way around.
My name's Jim Holmes. I'm the commander of the American Legion, Post 264 of the McKinley Post in Lake Forest. Yeah, Sidney, she's been able to go out and talk to folks in a different light. She's a young lady that will ask people to help out and do favors for us where we need them, and they listen to her more in a different light than they would listen to me. Yeah, I think it's somebody that you can look up to. She does the right thing. She works hard in school. She works hard in the community. She gives back. She's what we want our youth to aspire to.
Sidney's just an incredible person. We keep saying someday she's going to be our senator, so we have to be nice to her. Her brother got a scholarship from the Post. He's now at MIT. Her family is always out helping us put up flags, and Sidney is just a huge key to all the things that happen in the Post with the high school. She's always been years ahead of herself. I mean, a very mature individual. She's published a book already. She's an outstanding young lady, and she's always got ideas, and she's a leader. And she's just done a fantastic job with the rest of the students, helping us with carnivals, parades, different events for Veterans Day. So we just can't thank her enough for all the things she's done for the Post.
So for Memorial Day, we do a lot of different things. It starts on the Saturday before Memorial Day. So we go down to the Lake Forest Cemetery and the St. Mary's Cemetery, and we place flags on the graves of all veterans. And we were able to just say thank you and just express our gratitude for them. And honestly, it's really cool because you'll step away from the cemetery and you'll look at all the flags being placed. And it's this very awe-opening moment of there are so many people who served that we had no idea. I believe we said there were 1,660 flags in the Lake Forest Cemetery, and there are over 500 flags in the St. Mary's Cemetery that we place. When I'm placing the flags with the different Legionnaires, it's really an emotional and strong moment for them to say, "This was one of my good friends," or "This is one of our own. He was part of the Legion." And hearing those stories come through, that also shows the importance of placing the flags. So when we leave the cemetery on that Saturday, we actually leave a bunch of extra flags up at the front, so that way, if for some reason your father, your sister, your mother, whoever didn't get a flag, you can still place one, because it's important for us to honor everyone, and unfortunately sometimes it is so hard to honor every single person, but we want to make sure that they deserve the recognition that they've earned. And then our main day, being Memorial Day, on that Monday, we get up bright and early. We meet in Market Square and we raise flags all over our town. And then in the middle of the day, on Memorial Day, we have a service, which each year is a little bit different with how it goes, but we always do honoring, and we place the flags and the guards, and there are Boy Scouts who get involved. There's the high school band, and it's really just this big community event for everyone to come together, hear different speakers, hear different members of our community talk, and it's just a really fun event to honor everyone, but also to celebrate everything and just to come together.
If we don't do it, who's going to? And for those that have smaller units, it doesn't matter as long as you've got a couple of folks and you can pull the community in, and whether it's an auxiliary or whether it's the Sons, you make it happen. And it's not always easy to get up out of bed at 5:30 or 6 to put them up and 4 o'clock to pull them down. But we've all, got up and done that stuff before, so.
I love being reminded how many of the people in our town have served. I think a lot of people don't think about that at all, but if they come to the cemetery, it's going to make them think, and that's half of why we do it. The other half, obviously, is to honor people and the service that they've given.
I think the biggest thing is, besides the patriotism and making sure that we remind people about Memorial Day and things like that, but a big tenet of the American Legion is patriotism and educating the youth. And so we work very closely with Lake Forest High School. We ask for volunteers and we're posting flags. So the more we can educate the youth of our country on the importance of patriotism, it's critical. It's something we really need to be doing.
Memorial Day for me really just started as a day I didn't have school. I was really close to the end of the year, right? It had very little meaning to me, and I am totally fair to admit that. But I also realized that that is so wrong, and that should not be how my perception is. And so as I learned more and more about the Legion, it has come to be a weekend full of giving back and talking and spending time with some of my favorite people. It has been a weekend of hearing so many stories. I think that's why I love Memorial Day weekend so much. As I've gotten to know the Legionnaires more and more, they've opened more up about their own stories, which I think has been a really eye-opening, just like heartwarming feeling for me of they're getting to share their own stories, which can be really hard. And so this whole weekend has really just become a big history lesson for me of all of these incredible and loving stories, but also just so much joy and being able to say, hey, I miss you. Hey, but I'm still here for you. This is a very emotional weekend for them. So for them to want to include me and to tell me the stories has really just made me feel, once again, like this is a family and that I am so proud to be a part of. And I'm so thankful that they let me be a part of this family.